More than 10 years after the occasions of the primary film, the film starts with Jake Soil portraying his humble and tranquil life as head of the Metkayina faction and raising a family with his significant other Neytiri, which incorporates his children Tam and Loake and his girl Tug, his embraced girl Carrie, and a human kid named Bug, the child of Miles Quaritch, who was brought into the world on Pandoran yet couldn't be shipped to Earth in cryostasis. While Jake can acknowledge Bug as a took-on child, Neytiri is wary of him given his human beginnings. Nonetheless, every one of the youngsters blend and mingle well with one another, including Bug, whom Carrie is born with despite the fact that he is a human. Bug doesn't embrace his human legacy and feels more linked to Navi culture and customs. They carry on with an ordinary existence until one day they notice an unusual star in the night sky. Unfortunately, they understand it's in the space transport with people getting back to Pandoran to colonize it, raising another really working base once more. Among the fresh debuts in the boat is Colonel Quaritch, who has been cloned into a Navi body and with his recollections transferred from before his demise. Thus, Quaritch can't recall his downfall on account of Jake yet is simply ready to remember the occasions before and his wrathful mission to kill Jake. To keep them from taking advantage of Pandoran once more, Jake drives an essential guerrilla activity against the resupply lines, debilitating them. In one of the tasks, Loake, who defies Ntea and anxious to show off his abilities, attempts to have Jake confined, however gets injured. Jake protects and trains him to not imperil his own well-being by being wild. That evening, while at the same time keeping an eye on his injuries, Neytiri tranquilly reminds Jake to be not excessively severe with Loake, to which Jake communicates his anxiety as a dad for the security of his youngsters. In the interim, the reprisal fallen under the supply lines doesn't agree with Quaritch, who starts a pursuit mission to kill Jake. During the Bug endeavor, Jake's youngsters alongside Bug investigate further into the rainforest. Unbeknownst to them, Quaritch and his group are at a similar area investigating the site where Quaritch will see his human remaining parts. An attentive Loake sees their presence and rapidly illuminates his dad Jake, who is made aware of the circumstance. In any case, a crash happens and Quaritch's crew catches Jake's kids. Jake and Neytiri show up in time and free the majority of them. However, Bug is taken by Quaritch, who remembers him as his child. On board the boat, Durda attempts to coercively extricate data about Jake from Bug, who won't give. Evolving technique, Quaritch tends to Bug as his child, and furthermore to make sense of more about the Navi in return for his opportunity on his side. In spite of the fact that unagreeable and ignorant about Quaritch's real mission, Bug shows Quaritch Navi culture. Quaritch is additionally effectively ready to tame a Nikran flying animal as his vehicle. Realizing the risk insects' information on his whereabouts stances to their security, and furthermore to stay away from another fiasco, Jake persuades a hesitant Neytiri and his family to expel themselves from the Metkayina group and retreat toward the eastern seaboard of Metkayina, a coral reef island whose tribe and way of life is adjusted to Pandora's oceanic environment. Jake gives his main mantle to his replacement and passes on altogether to Metkayina. Once showed up, they are welcomed by the family boss Tanawari and his significant other Ronald, who is dubious of them at first. Notwithstanding, Jake makes sense of their circumstance and they are consented to remain and given cover. Despite the fact that a few tribesmen mock Jake and his youngsters for their hereditary human legacy, the family learns the methods of the reef individuals, gaining the appreciation of them. Carrie is interested in the oceanic existence of Metkayina and fosters an otherworldly bond with the ocean and its animals, while Loake gets to know Soraya, the little girl of family boss Tanawari, and his better half Ronald. While adjusting to their new climate, Loake gets into a battle with Soraya's sibling Aonang when he pokes a rough fun at Kirik and him of their blended human genealogy. Jake counsels his child for his way of behaving, At Jake's demand, Loake gets back to apologize to Aonan and his companions. Be that as it may, they tempt him to an outing into the domain of a risky ocean hunter and leave him abandoned as a retribution. The ocean hunter attempts to go after Loake. Nonetheless, Loake is saved by and gets to know Payakan, a Tulkan, a shrewd and pacifistic cetacean species whom the Metkayina think about their otherworldly family. Upon his revisitation of Metkayina, Boss Tunwari, who became mindful of Aonan's activities on Loake, requests that the previous apologize to Loake. Nonetheless, Loake assumes the fault on himself, winning Aonan's companionship. He is likewise informed that Payakan is an outsider among his species. In the interim, out traveling to a branch off of the Tree of Spirits, Kiri joins with it to meet her mom, however experiences a vicious seizure. She is recuperated by Ronald, yet when Jake calls Norm Spellman and Max Patel for help, Quaritch can follow them to the archipelago where the reef individuals reside. Carrying Bug with him, he seized a whaling vessel which is hunting Tulkans to collect their mind compounds for making hostile to maturing cures. Quaritch starts to ruthlessly scrutinize the native clans about Jake's area. On that, he arranges the whaling team to wantonly kill the Tulkans to draw Jake out. Loake intellectually connects with Payakan and discovers that the Tulkan was projected out on the grounds that he conflicted with the methods of his species and went after the whalers who killed his mom. At the point when the Metkayina learn of the Tulkan butchers, Loake takes off to caution Payakan, trailed by his kin, Soraya and Aonan. They find Payakan being pursued by the whalers, and Loake, Kiri and Tuck are caught by Quaritch. With their kids in harm's way, Jake, Neytiri and the Metkayina set off on a mission to face the people. Quaritch powers Jake to give up. However, seeing his spirit sibling jeopardized, Payakan assaults the whalers, setting off a battle which kills the vast majority of the team and fundamentally harms the vessel, making it sink. Tam salvages Loake and Bug, yet is lethally shot. Jake faces Quaritch, who involves Kiri as a prisoner. At the point when Neytiri does likewise with Bug, Quaritch at first denies his child, however stops when Neytiri cuts Bug on the chest. Jake, Quaritch, Neytiri and Tuck end up caught inside the sinking vessel. Jake chokes Quaritch into obviousness and is safeguarded by Loake and Payakan, and Kiri brings ocean animals to help her save Neytiri and Tuck. Insect finds and safeguards Quaritch, yet passes on him because of his brutality towards the Na'vi and putting his objective to kill Jake's family over being his dad and turning into a decent man, driving him back to rejoin Jake's loved ones. After Tam's burial service, Jake and his family choose to forever remain with the Metkayina.
Hey, breathe from here. The way of water has no beginning and no end. She gives and she takes.
Hi. Kitty! Everything's going to be all right, little sister.
Dad, you can do this.
Trust me.
Yeah. Last breath. Thank you.
My Jake! Dad!
Mom!
Dad!
So we stick together.